the right now, I understand you've got a 401k, but obviously
That's correct.
You're not saving as much as you'd like in order to make sure that retirement's coming.
Well, we're pretty confident that we'll be okay, but there's always that what if thing, what if something really does bad happen to either one of us or something like that, then we might be in trouble and such like that. Thank God nothing like that has happened to us.
Well, we don't expect anything to happen, but a couple of things. Number one, the average worker has not seen a significant increase in their wages when you factor in inflation over the last 10 years. This is at a time when CEO pay has gone up by 400%. And the problem is, while wages have flatlined, or salaries have flatlined, your costs have gone up. So your healthcare premiums have gone up about 78% in the last 6 years. Gas prices, I don't need to tell you about that. You're filling up the tank. Utility prices have gone up. If you're saving for a child's college education, those are costs, obviously, that have gone up. And so when you've got costs going up and incomes flat, then that puts enormous pressure on families. And part of the reason why a lot of people have gotten in trouble with credit card debt, or a lot of people have been using home equity loans to make up the difference, is because they haven't seen enough in terms of their incomes going up. Now, we've got a whole bunch of strategies that we need to do to build economic development and jobs and create a tighter labor market. I mentioned having a living wage, making sure that we've got a comprehensive healthcare strategy that lowers our costs. But the tax code also has not helped. So the Bush tax cuts, on average, just to give you some sense, the average top 1% got about $55,000 in tax breaks from George Bush. You guys probably got on average about $70. And that gives you some sense of how skewed the tax code has become. So, do you own your own home? Or you guys rent it?
No, we own our own home. We have a mortgage and stuff like that.
And are you on your tax, when you file your taxes, are you taking a standard deduction or the itemized?
Standard deduction.
Okay. So here are just two things that we want to do for families that are in Paulette and Terry's circumstance. Number one, we are setting up a mortgage deduction for people who don't itemize. Because right now, the more your home is worth, the bigger a tax break you get. So if you've got $1 million home, you can take the full deduction on that $1 million house. Now maybe you got $1 million house, in which case, your retirement really is going to be okay.
But I assure you we don't.
So one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that you are getting a mortgage credit that, in addition to your standard deduction, that we believe can save you $500,000 a year. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but that can go into your 401k. We want to combine that with an offset on your payroll tax, because that's the tax that really hits a lot of people hard. Your first $98,000, that payroll tax is, for a lot of workers, as much as your income tax. And so what we want to do is to provide a $500 per person, in your case, $1,000 tax credit that not only will lower your taxes, but in some cases, for a lot of working families, may eliminate the need for them to file entirely. So, I think an extra couple $1,000s a year is not going to, it's not winning the lottery. But what it does do is it restores the kind of tax fairness that we're trying to create, and it gives you the opportunity then to save for your retirement more effectively and to keep up with these rising costs. So, all right. Next, I want to introduce Mr. Bowman from Des Moines. This is James Bowman from Des Moines and his wife, Mary Ann.
I'm not married.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Friend, excuse me. Oh. Well, you kind of budget, so I was thinking, why not? But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you blush there. Mr. Bowman is 85 years old next month, and he looks pretty good. But more importantly, he's also a Tuskegee Airman, so I want everybody to give a big round of applause for that. So, Mr. Bowman, I just wanted you to share a little bit about how retirement is going and what kinds of financial issues that you're dealing with right now. Use the mic.
I've been retired since December of 1989. I was assistant superintendent of schools when I retired, and I worked for 3 to 4 years, I think, excuse me, at Drake in an education program, and subsequently retired from that, or just stopped. So I've been retired, as I say, since '89. One of the things that is, some of the things that have happened to me are based primarily on inflation, the war, probably living longer than maybe I thought I would at the time I was retired. Things like that. But the price of gas, the price of health care, all of the economy itself has had an impact because I have some resources, of course, that have been adversely affected by the economy. But I'm doing okay, but any kind of assistance, any kind of break that I could have, I think would certainly be well received. I think I'm getting along reasonably well now.
You look pretty good.
If the trend continues though with respect to the economy and all of everything, more for healthcare every year, more for probably, and that translates into more for so many other things. And as a result of that, I can feel the bite now that I could feel a year ago.
Well, one of the things that we want to do for individuals like Mr. Bowman is to simplify their lives when it comes to tax time. So under our plan, we'll eliminate all income taxation of seniors that are making less than $50,000 a year. Right now, seniors are having to pay taxes on their Social Security. This started in 1993. And that's fine for high-income seniors. But for a number of seniors who are of modest means, middle class, that's a big strain, especially when they don't have the capacity to make more income, and their costs, property taxes, and gas taxes, utility bills, and certainly healthcare bills and prescription drug bills are going up. So that's something that I think would be a priority. We estimate that the average senior in Iowa will save roughly $1,400 each year as a consequence of this plan. But even better, it means that you won't have to use a tax preparer and have the headaches leading up to April 15th, because part of what our tax plan calls for is if you've got a simple enough tax form, then the IRS will send you a pre-prepared statement based on your records, because they already know what your Social Security payments are. And then all you have to do is just check it over and sign it and send it back. So you don't have to give a portion of your income to H&R Block trying to figure out how to file your taxes. H&R Block may not like that, but I think you will. The other thing that I haven't really talked about, and that's our whole healthcare plan. It is critical for us to solve healthcare generally, because it was already mentioned earlier that for families, particularly who are, not yet qualifying for Medicare, there's a lot of exposure out there. And that's why we put together a plan that basically says, if you don't have health insurance, you can buy into a plan similar to the one that I benefit from as a member of Congress. Because I don't know about you, but my attitude is, if you pay my salary, you should have health care at least as good as mine. And if you can't afford it, then we will give you a subsidy. And the way we're going to pay for that subsidy is we're going to put